Basement Politics. Unfiltered Midday Report. I am your host, Freddy Vazquez. Good afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well. Some of you may be on your lunch break. Make sure you get back to work. Currently, the temperature is 27 degrees. It's cold out there. Bundle up. How's everyone doing this afternoon? I'm Freddy Vazquez here, Basement Politics Unfiltered Midday Report. And I'm coming on to talk about a few things. I do want to mention, if you haven't already, tune in, go watch the episode from last night titled Majority Leader. That's the episode where I spoke on the new appointment of Majority Leader Tasha Diaz. Councilwoman Tasha Diaz was voted in to be the new Majority Leader, although there was some opposition from Shanae Williams, Councilwoman Shanae Williams, and Councilwoman Corazon Pineda. I wanted to start off with showing you a video and why specifically, but both Councilwomen, Shanae Williams and Corazon Pineda, had their reservations with Tasha Diaz. And one of the reasons why they did not believe she would fit for the job was because of her temperament. And yesterday, while I was on live, someone sent me a video, and I want to share that video now because I believe I got it. And take a listen.
So I can continue with the list of concerns. After that, then if someone wants to speak, they can speak as long as they don't call me out my name. Because last time I remember, my name was Tasha Diaz. Not a cunt, not a bitch, not none of that. That right there is verbal abuse. And I will not stand with it. Yes, I am an elected official, but I'm not going to stand here because an elected official is a thankless job. And I've been in this building before I was an elected official. So that's how you know I care.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but she was very piped up. She said that her name is, well, the last time she checked, her name was Tasha Diaz, and not the B word and not the C word. I don't want to repeat that, but I'm sure you heard that there. And this is just more evidence of why those who oppose the, the new Majority Leader, Tasha Diaz, being appointed to that position is because of this. Her temperament, as Councilwoman Corazon Pineda stated in the council meeting yesterday. I also wanted to share an article in the Yonkers Times, because, there were some issues with the audio at the meeting yesterday, and it was hard to hear what they were saying, specifically when it came to Councilwoman Shanae Williams. But I thought what she had to say was very interesting, and I wanted to put that up there so I can read it for you. She did have some choice words, and she did say some things that, they were pretty, straight to the point, did not hold back at all. So I just want to read to you what was said. Councilwoman Shanae Williams was even more vocal against Diaz's selection as Majority Leader. According to, this is what she said. This is a historic day to have a Black woman as council president and a majority of women of color on the council. But I will be voting no, because I do not think that Councilwoman Diaz is the most qualified for the job. The Majority Leader is responsible for meetings with the mayor and commissioners. And remember that. That's very important. The Majority Leader is responsible for meetings with the mayor and the commissioners and, with our Democratic caucus. Diaz has rarely submitted legislation. She called the cops on residents. I'm not sure if there was that video, expressing their opinions. She has threatened me, Shanae Williams, on the council chambers, cursed out our commissioners and deputy mayor, told Councilman Rubo that she will F him up. Yes, F him up.
No!
Don't F up John Rubo. And did little to quell tensions during the pandemic. These are not the best skills for Majority Leader. Council Member Diaz as at least qualified to serve as majority leader. She doesn't contribute. I'm sorry, Council Member Diaz is the least qualified to serve as majority leader. She doesn't contribute to the conversation and doesn't ask questions or make suggestions. She is a junior member of the council, and it shows. She is not ready, and I do not support her. Those are the words from Councilwoman Shanae Williams yesterday that we were unable to hear for whatever reason. I would imagine, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. Maybe they didn't want you to hear that. But thanks to the Yonkers Times there, we were able to get what was actually said. Now, what do you think? Do you agree? Well, based on some of the videos that I've shown and some of the videos that other people have posted based on the comments by Corazon Pineda, councilwoman as well. Yeah, there seems to be a pattern with the councilwoman. And it begs the question, why would she be voted majority leader? Republicans of Yonkers, you have to think about this because the two Republican representatives in the council voted yes in support of naming Tasha Diaz the majority leader. Take note, Republicans, take note. And why was this? And was this the reward that she's receiving now for voting no on the override of the housing ordinance? Many people wonder what was the reward, the prize, and if she was given one. They allege many things, but was this the reward? Becoming majority leader also comes with a pay increase. Now, Tasha Diaz mentioned there to the Yonkers Voice that she had been with her husband for 24 years, married 22 years, still together, still living in affordable housing, and now you have a pay increase. Does she still qualify for affordable housing? Maybe someone should check. That apartment could go to someone who needs it. As we know, there's a housing crisis here in the city of Yonkers. This is what upset me the most, why I now have a difference of opinion regarding Councilwoman Tasha Diaz and majority leader because of the flip-flop she did. It was a housing crisis and she voted no. It wasn't the answer, but it was at least a start. And it's part of the answer, and we needed it now, and you have not presented another solution. I'm sure now you will be presenting solution, but will they be your solutions, or will they be the dog whisperers, those behind the veil, the hidden hand, the all-seeing eye? They're the ones that are going to be telling you exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. But it's going to be presented like it came from you and the new council body that consists of 4 minority women of color. And that is awesome. That is great. Now, please don't tarnish that by being the puppets of certain individuals who are not of color. And this is not about race. I don't want to make it about race. I don't want to make anything on everything about race, but this is a fact. We have 4 women of color. The majority leader, a Black woman, African-American woman. The city council president, an African-American woman. Both originating in housing, low income and affordable housing. Made it up to become council members and, involved in our political system here. And that is a great accomplishment. That is amazing. I salute that. Much respect to Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. Did I say that wrong? I always get it wrong. Sorry, Madam President. Much respect to you, though. That's a big accomplishment. It's an honor. You are a role model for the many Black American children, young Black girls, little girls like my daughter. But don't tarnish that. Don't tarnish that by doing the bidding of certain individuals who do not care for individuals of color, nor do they care much for anyone who is not involved in their scheme to enrich themselves. Because this includes white people. Doesn't matter. You're Irish, you're Italian, Portuguese, Polish, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you're not in the elite, if you're not in the in crowd, you are in the out crowd with us minorities, right? You are treated just the same. And the legislation that's passed and anything that's going to be coming forth now, who will be benefiting from this? Will this legislation be originating from the minds of our council members? Think about that. Think about what they've focused on primarily, solely throughout the course of 2021. Killing the ordinance, although they dragged us along the way, and helping out the developers, making sure that they went and got their projects done. Look at Lionsgate. Phase 2 done. Millions and millions of dollars in tax breaks. Right? So Tasha Diaz is sponsored by the developers. You have to understand that, District 3. She's not sponsored by you guys. How many people in District 3 are writing contribution checks to Tasha Diaz when she has her fundraising events? Raise your hand. I actually donated. I did write a check. Absolutely. Through my business, I made a contribution. I contributed to a lot of the elected officials. I thought it was a polite thing to do. I went to the events. I wanted to see what it was about. Look me up. You can see it. No shame. I believe in sponsoring and supporting elected officials, particularly those that want to do right by the people. And I was under the impression that that was Councilwoman Tasha Diaz. But now I see, and I'm learning, and I'm understanding a whole lot more what's going on here. She threatened to F John Rubo up, and I'm sure she would have. I put my money on you, Tasha. However, this is not UFC. And Cerrado Park is not a octagon. It is a place that you and John Rubo seem to now be buddy-buddy and united in handing out food to those who are in need. But when did that happen? I believe in reconciling differences. I believe in making up. I believe in forgiving. Absolutely. And I'm not saying that you should not have made up. But when did that happen? And why? See, when we're talking about politics, meets the eye. Always. Always. And think about who were the two that changed their votes. Although John Rubo should not have been surprising, but Tasha, extremely surprising. And now it starts to make sense. The pieces start to fall into place. You start to see the picture. I don't have to tell you. I'm sure many of you can see it very clearly. We have to wonder, who will the majority leader be leading? Or will she be led? Which I think it's what's going to happen. They put her in place there because she will absolutely do what they tell her. She made it very clear that she was confused on the housing ordinance. What else will she be confused on? We are the third largest city in the state of New York. People know about New York everywhere you go. Everywhere I went out of state, I was from New York. I was the coolest guy in the room. We get a lot of respect. New York, we are not some small town in Idaho. Third largest city, 213,000 people, according to John Rubo. And this is what our council body looks like. We should be ashamed. We should also take blame because we are the one that vote. Many of us know this information. I'm not saying anything that's not new, that hasn't been said before. And if you go on to the Yonkers Tribune, you can see the articles if he hasn't taken them down, and you can see the comments from people. Disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. And why Mimi Roca hasn't been down to Yonkers since she was elected, I don't know. The last time I saw Mimi Roca in Yonkers was when she was doing the whole campaigning thing in front of the war memorial there. You know, that whole fake voter registration drive that really was a campaign rally for the Democratic Party, sponsored by the taxpayers. You know, that event on that beautiful sunny day where the extra cops who were paid overtime to be there, but were actually up at the top of City Hall behind, lounging by a tree with 2 coolers of drinks. Not alcoholic. They weren't alcoholic. But they were in uniform. And they weren't by the rally, quote unquote, voter registration, right? That the city of Yonkers paid. That's the last time I saw Mimi Roca. I did visit her election campaign office in the building owned by AMS right there in the corner. You know, the one with the Citibank. Yeah, she had a little office in there with a 3D printer, and she was printing out those little things to wrap around so you can wear your mask easier and more comfortable. And that was part of her whole campaign thing to distribute these things. She was working with the gentleman of by the name of the Connector. That's all I'll say. And he showed me what was going on there. It was an empty room, pretty much, just with his 3D printer and a few Mimi Roca signs. And so you wonder, will anyone ever come and look into anything? Probably not. So this is, my thing on the majority leader there. I wanted to speak a little bit about that and show that video and just kind of start to put this information out. We have to think about what's going on here and wonder why these decisions are being made. And do we have faith in our city council? Do we have faith in us, on our government, that they're going to do right by us and that we're not going to see tax increases? We're not going to see a flood of more people coming in. Our schools, are they going to, provide more space for the overcrowded schools? Are they just going to do this remote learning thing? And are they even capable of, handling the remote learning? Will our kids suffer even more? And we have Hector Camacho at the helm. Do you have confidence in Hector Camacho?
You're watching.
I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I went to Yonkers public schools. I don't think you did. We can go on all night with this, honey.
Well, that's who we have leading us there in the city council chambers. Good luck to 2022. I will be on it. Absolutely. Every day, all day, talking about it. So make sure you stay tuned to Basement Politics to get the latest info, to get my take on what's going on the meetings, on whatever the heck they passing. Let's see what they do. Let's see if they come back with a new ordinance. And let's see how robust this ordinance is going to be and how effective it's going to be. Because they have done a lot of talking. Now it's time to show. You did the whole smoke and mirrors routine. You got everybody all riled up. You confused the hell out of me, that's for sure. And let's see what you're going to do now. Let's see what you're going to do now. Talk is cheap, unless it's social media, of course, where talk is gold. In the real world, talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. Let's see what you're going to do. Let's see what new ordinance you're going to introduce. Let's see how you're going to truly help the people of Yonkers. It's great to continue to hand out food to some people who may not even need it, really, fatten people up, but give them nothing else. Put that to a nonprofit. Say, here you go. Take care of this. Hand it out. I got to go up in my office and get to work and do something meaningful and do something impactful for the people I say I represent. I want to shift gears a little bit. Also yesterday, the Yonkers Tribune made public an article on Johnny Limo. John Khader, a.k.a. Johnny Limo, owner of Top Class Limo, also the man who is supposedly behind Freddy Vazquez, funding him, and everything else. Yes, I do occasionally have a chat with John Khader. I have a chat with a lot of actual people. I do text sometimes with certain individuals, elected officials, wishing them, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, congratulating them. It's no secret. However, the reason why the article, you want to know the truth? The reason why that article was put out there was because they believe that John Khader is behind my show, Basement Politics, with Freddy Vazquez, or Unfiltered. So they are looking to try to stop John Khader because they know that John is now looking to, and always has, but really wants to sponsor candidates. It's the time now. It's the time now, and I think people are going to start seeing through the nonsense. And so he wants to start sponsoring candidates, and they know that he's going to be putting money behind these people, and he's even offered to match whatever they can come up with. So, for example, if you're looking to run for mayor, not me, you looking for run for mayor, if you can come up with, let's say, $30,000, according to John Khader, he will match that. He will give you an additional $30,000, giving you 60 for your campaign, although you will need a lot more for that mayor position. So be prepared, whoever's thinking about running. But he's really serious and he's adamant. So now they are looking to stop his flow. They're looking to stop his money, right? So by putting out negative articles about John Khader and specifically about the way he, his money is allocated, the financials of Impact, which is the Mediterranean peoples and communities, his organization where he does fundraising events for candidates. He recently sponsored a lot of the judges, which, according to some, judges tend to try to steer clear of people or individuals who are mixed or may be involved in, something that's not all the way legit, because they are judges, right? And so if they find that he may be involved in something that's not all the way kosher, they're going to then, steer clear of him. He may lose donors. People may not want to attend his events, and that's going to affect his ability to support and sponsor candidates. So that's the point there. And again, I'm giving it to you honestly, right? So if you want to say that, Freddie, you're just trying to support John, whatever. Look, that's not the case, however. The reality is that's the reality. Now, if, John Khader was an elected official, then I'd be talking about John Khader more. If, anybody else in the Khaders, his brother's no longer an elected official, as of January 1st. So there's nothing for me to dig into John Khader. He has a limo company that's been around for a very long time. How he chooses to spend Impact money. I mean, I read the article. I mean, in Hezi, you do more talking than getting to the point. And for those who may not be all, who may not have a certain level at, their vocabulary may not be, or speak as well or whatever, they, you can be easily say, oh, wow, this guy's using these words. He's so magnificent in his writing, but he's really not. He's really talking in circles and he's putting in words in there for no reason. He's redundant in his message. And most of it is just him talking about God knows what till the bottom where he gets to the point. And this is all articles, not just John Khader. And I'm just saying that, and by the way, if this is a subscription based, right? When he first released this article, you could only read it if you had a subscription to the Yonkers Tribune. But my thing is, well, how do you subscribe? Because I actually tried to give you business, Hezi. I tried to subscribe. Although I didn't, all I can see is a login. There's no way to create an account, make a payment, nothing. Do I have to personally call you, pay you personally? Do you want cash, check, money order so I can be a member and so I can read the subscription-based articles? Because there's no way to subscribe. You can't. You can log in. So now I'm wondering, are these articles really just released initially for a select few people? That's what I wonder. Only certain people have the login because you can't log in. But anyway, so, the article that he wrote, again, why are you going after someone like John Khader? Yeah, maybe you could find something, and you can find something a lot of business people probably, if you dig deep enough or whatever. But it's more fun when we talk about the elected officials. Why? Because they're held to a different standard. That's why. Because they are not to be robbing the taxpayer. They are to be working for the people and only for the people in their best interest. They're not to be utilizing their position to enrich themselves while leaving the rest of us behind to struggle. Okay? So that's why we speak on the elected officials, right? So let's keep it to the elected officials, because one of the it's really silly, because if you see what he tries to say, that he's using Impact money in illegal ways, or he's using it for personal expenses. There's a check that's written out to John Khader's sister, Lauren Khader. There's a check written out to another family member of Khader. But again, I've written checks out to family members also from my businesses. And let me school folks, because I will be talking about this through workshops. And when it comes to the entrepreneurship part of my free workshops that I will be doing. If you have a family member, you have a business and a family member works for you, you're not supposed to pay them. right? It doesn't matter if it's an impact, political, whatever. You know, a nonprofit still has to pay people that do stuff for it, right? Although my nonprofit money is my money to begin with, so I don't care what you look into because nobody's giving me anything. So it doesn't matter where my nonprofit money goes to because ultimately it came out of my personal money. But if you do get some money, and let's say you have a sister who does something for you, a brother who does something for you that's needed at an event, you got to pay them. You're going to pay somebody, right? You're not going to expect people to work for free because they're your relative, right? That's not I don't you expect that. So I mean, so that's what that is. There's another check that he has, I guess $2,500 to John Khader. Well, guess what? I have checks that are written out to me from my company. Well, I pay myself for doing things. My time is money, right? And a business is a corporation, you know, and even nonprofits, they're separate entities, right? Technically. So even though you might be the owner, you're still an employee technically, and you still get a salary. You still, you know, have expenses that you can deduct or you can have the company pay for. Like, you know, I have my company pay for my gas expenses because I do a lot of traveling. Why the heck not? Right? Because it's a separate entity. And these are all legal stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, if, you know, again, you're considered an employee, so to speak. So I'm not sure what that check was. It was only 2,500. We're not talking about 100,000 or $50,000. And the only reason why I'm trying to minimize it that way, because it is, for one, because it is very minimal, but because it's nothing. And I want to make the point and bring it back to politics because I don't want to focus on John Khader or the Khader family so much, but let's bring it back to the politics. Why is this happening? Right? Why is he writing these articles about John Khader, a business owner? You know, and he's showing checks that he's saying are suspicious. They may total $4,000, if that. But there are so many checks that are questionable when we talk about elected officials and we look at their finances, right? Why aren't you questioning the fact that AMS contributed more than $2,000 to John Rubel's campaign? They're his landlord. Why aren't you investigating if you're an investigative journalist and you have these sources, right? Why aren't you finding out how much is the city of Yonkers paying the landlord at 470 Nepperhan to keep all the different city agencies or whatever departments in that building when the city once owned it? Why didn't they just keep it and not pay rent? Why did they sell it, then move in there to pay rent? And how much is that rent? And if you want to talk about PPP loans, right? Because another one of the things that were brought up were PPP loans. Oh, a limo company took out PPP loans. Something's going on there. But a lot of people took out PPP loans. Has he? Why are you not investigating those who took out PPP loans as well? Like Empire Strategic Planning, company owned by the mayor's brother, Nick Spano, took out a $52,000 PPP loan. Do you think he needs $52,000? Who's his employees? James Kavanaugh? Did he have to lay James Kavanaugh off? But he gave him a job within the city. So he was still working. Huh? And what about Tasha Diaz's new buddy? The Yonkers Brewing Company. What about those guys? They took out a PPP loan for $163,202 back in February of 2021. They wasted no time. Weren't restaurants shut down? Did they still have waiters they had to pay? Who were they serving? The elite? And what about this mysterious company that took out a PPP loan, but nobody even knows what the heck they do? Why do they need a PPP loan? Can anybody tell me what the heck is a Perfect Solution John Rubel Consulting Inc.? Who are the clients? Who are the clients? And how much are they paying? And what kind of consulting company are you? They've received $18,700 back in May 2020. However, the loan that they received was for a total of $89,760. A perfect solution. John Rubel Consulting, Inc. And check this out. He has how many employees? One employee. Actually, it says 11 here. This is not the initial. Wait, no, actually, you know what? No, that's not true. That's the average for that. Nope, that's not true. I'm lying. It does not say 11. I was wrong. It is 1. Yes, right here. Jobs retained. 1 job, and you got $89,000 in PPP loan. A perfect solution. John Rubel Consulting, located at 115 First Street, Yonkers, New York, 10704. Hezi, why are you not looking into that? Why are you not showing that PPP loan? Who else took out? Look, you guys look similar people here. Just know I didn't take one. I should have. I didn't take one. Damn it. Why don't I think like a criminal? I'm just kidding. But yes, first of all, Hezi, can you please look at what does a perfect solution, John Rubel Consulting, even do? Who are the clients? Why is the city council Facebook down? I don't know why. I think because they hire somebody new to handle that who doesn't know what the heck they're doing, and they crashed the whole system. That's why the audio was screwed up and everything as well. The whole reorganization, so it's all new jobs, everybody's shifting around. So that's what's happening. The third term vote that was at midnight was never broadcast. Why are they hiding things? Oh, I got to look into that. But by the way, I'm going to be bringing you some interesting videos because I'm going to do some real investigative reporting. Hezi, I'm going to show you how it's done. Did you call John, by the way, before this article? Well, I did. I called him to get comments on it. And John Khader said that, sure, those are all legitimate expenses. And eventually, when he gets on my show to do the interview of all interviews, because it's going to be so much, right? We'll be discussing it. He's going to bring receipts. He's going to bring copies of checks. And he even has a text message, he said, where he even reached out to Hezi and said, hey, Hezi, do you need any comments from me? Any questions about anything? He says, no, I'm good. And then he puts out this article. So that's not okay. I'd at least reach out to Tasha Diaz. I sent her emails, and I don't even, jump out at her when I see her, in Getty Square or somewhere. You know what I mean? What does that mean, P? The limo business depends on weddings and birthdays. We were in a pandemic. Everything was canceled. The loans are justified. What about Councilman Rubel's brewery and his personal business run out of his dad and others and brother's house? Right. That would be the John Rubel Consulting, a perfect solution. What I believe it to be is a way to get money that you're not supposed to be getting, right? So you open up a consulting company, right? And so let's say these guys, they want to contribute to your campaign, but they've already contributed the $2,000 amount that's allowed by the law. So they need to do something else. So they go to this company and say, hey, we want to hire you for your consulting services. How much do you charge? Man, I charge $30,000. Cool. What consulting was done? Maybe some voting on the chair committee, the real estate committee, certain ways. So Hezi, if you can so kindly, as you like to say, kindly Hezi, as you can so kindly help me in this investigation of mine, or not, doesn't matter, don't need you, but you should, if you like to investigate, help me investigate. And let's find out, what is a perfect solution? Is it a perfect solution to bypass campaign fund laws? Is it a perfect solution to receive KB? You know what KB means? Allegedly, possibly, just an idea, just a thought. Not saying it's what's going on. Don't want to end up in your shoes, Hezi, and then I'm going to have to be reporting in favor of the machine as well. Did the money go towards his campaign, or was it used to pay Harris Beach? They are still not on his campaign expenditures. And what Carolyn's talking about there is the lawyers that represented Augustine Morales, the freelance masseuse guy that apparently does so many massage jobs that it was able to go after Carlos Burgos, and even take it to court using Harris Beach, a prestigious law firm. Whose back was he rubbing? Some expensive backs. All they are doing is projecting themselves onto others. Well, a lot of what they're doing is trying to discredit and ruin certain individuals' reputations, right? If you affect and impact their credibility, then no one will support them. No one will come to the impact campaign, or I should say fundraising events for their, whatever elected officials he's supporting, John Khader. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to hurt his money machine. So when these new elections come up, they won't have anyone to challenge them. They'll roll right through as they've always been. And by the way, I want to make two corrections. Tasha Diaz's first election was in 2017, not 2019, when her ballots were questioned. So I do want to correct myself on that. And by the way, yes, Robert Voorhees, Michael Sabatino's husband, did challenge her signatures. That was correct, and he does also work for the city of Yonkers as well. I don't know what kind of crazy position he got. And there was another correction I wanted to make, but I forgot about it. Anyway, that was a correction I want to make. And I do always want to correct myself when I'm wrong. Okay. And I did have to, and I just totally forgot what it was. I was reading someone's comment. So we have to, I want to present this information. I'm going to get off here in a second. I got to get back to my office, but I do want to present this information, put this out there, because I want to make people aware of what's going on. We don't want to have, these articles taint, the way you feel about politics to where it prevents you or keeps you from being involved. We don't want people, or I don't want people getting the wrong perception of how things really are. So they then, don't go out and vote and make the best informed vote. Right. I want to bring you as much of the information. I want to show you why these things are being done. You go onto the Yonkers Tribune and you see a lot of the comments. And by the way, I will be doing an episode where I just talk about the comments from the Yonkers Tribune. They're hilarious. They're crazy, but some of them are real. And it just shows how disgusting, it can be here and how people are. And thank you, Carolyn. Yes, that was the other correction I wanted to make. When I mentioned Lenora Dijon Balaj, she is the woman that ran against John Rubo in the general election this past November. She is Henry Dijon Balaj, or how about you say that, sister, not wife, sister. But he still is a friend of John Rubo's. It still makes no sense. She still has the resources to at least put up one sign. I didn't see one sign. Carlos Burgos, someone who's not politically connected or known, did better than her. But that was all part of that strategy there. That's exactly what they want. They want people turned off so they don't engage and they don't participate in elections or any dialogue. Absolutely. And we cannot allow that to happen. That is how we got here in the first place, right? By disengaging, by being so disgusted. If we look at the last elections, right, the city-wide race between Lakeisha Collins and Ron Matten, only 20,000 people came out to vote. Citywide race in a city that has almost 213,000. And not that I'm expecting all 213 to come out, but we should have at least 50,000 people come out to vote. 20,000 people. Listen, to my Latinos, to my Hispanics, we could take over if we all come out to vote. We'll dominate. Our vote would always be the winning vote. Shoot. Let's just get 30,000 of us. There's about 90,000 Hispanics here in the city of Yonkers. We get 30, 45,000 of us to go vote. We're going to win every time. So think about that, all right, to all the Latinos that, are out there and to those that are pandering and doing the bidding because you want your little spot. You don't need to do that. You don't need to sell out your people. Tasha Diaz, you didn't need to do that. Or maybe you did. Maybe that you wouldn't even probably be up there if you didn't. So I want to just point that out because that is all they're trying to do. They're trying to discourage people. They're trying to keep good candidates from running. It's tough. It's not easy. If you're a candidate, you have to have thick skin, especially if you're going to go up against this machine. They're going to come at you. They're going to come at you. And unless you are willing to do exactly what they say, you're not going to be supported. And that is why you saw Mike Khader get done the way that they did him. He was independent. Look, whether he, used the machine in the beginning, to get himself elected, so that way he can try to create change, or, or what? Because in the beginning, he was his campaign did involve certain individuals like Zahi Jerris, right? And that was the reason why he probably, really got elected. And then when he went in there, he said, "No way, I'm going to do my own thing now," which he did. I mean, he wanted 20%. That was against the machine, right? So maybe that was his strategy. I'm going to use these guys, get in there, and then I'm going to go a different direction. And it didn't work out if that was his strategy. Now, this message is specifically to the new city council president. Madam President, take heed to what happened there and what I just said. If you think you're going to partner up with them during the elections to get the funding and support you need to win, and you're going to then be independent, it may not work out. It's going to be a tough road. And we've had this conversation. You've mentioned that you are independent, and I know you are an intelligent woman, and I just don't see you doing exactly what they want. But then again, I've been wrong, and I could be wrong again. Tasha Diaz, I can see that. Madam President, I don't necessarily see that in you. However, you saw what happened to Mike Khader. And if your intentions are to go in there and be an independent mind, I'm sure you know. But I will say it anyway. They're going to give you a hell of a time. And you will not be back. So this will be an interesting 2022. I can't wait to get into it. I look forward to it. I actually like this. And people say, Freddie, how can you deal with it? Oh, I love it. I love this. And I'm here for you. I'm here for the people. I genuinely am. I genuinely am here for you, the people. Doesn't matter what side of town you live on. I've never liked the big bully taking advantage of the little people. Never. I just always bothered me. So this is why I do what I do. Again, I make no money. I was offered money. I was offered advertisement. They attempted to neutralize me. I was invited to the cool parties and the Giannas and the Zuptas. By the way, the food there, if you want some good food, go to Reno's. My guy Reno's great. Good guy. Always says hello, comes up to me. Food is awesome there. I was there not too long ago. The freaking penne is amazing. But I was there. And it's not for me. I'm here for the people. This is why I'm telling you what I tell you. And I just need your support. Share the podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's important. Share the podcast. And if I tag you, and you don't want me to tag you, I apologize. Just let me know. I won't tag you. But share. I do tag a lot of people. I do, go crazy with it. But I want the message to get out. It's important. If you care about the city of Yonkers, share. And I had an interesting meeting this morning. This season is going to be incredible. I have, and it wasn't with John Khader. Just put that out there. But I had a good morning. We're looking to have some individuals, really put some resources behind basement politics. They like what I'm doing. They want to grow the platform. So I'm excited about that. So new things are going to be coming up, hopefully. And we're going to really get in there, get in details, get informed, and we're going to break it all the way down. We're going to break it all the way down. And this is the moment I think that many people have been waiting for a long time. And I'm not trying to sell you a dream, and I'm not trying to but we're really going to break it down, and I'm really going to put it out there. And what becomes of it. I'm just here to present the information. I'm here to put it out. That's it. I appreciate the support, but please share the page. Let other people know about it. Like, please, spread it out. Don't be afraid. I got your back. If you give you problems, call Freddy Vazquez from Basement Politics. I'll be there with my camera. Thank you, folks. I got to get back to my office. That was the midday report. I appreciate everything. I appreciate those who watch. Please, again, share Basement Politics. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Just share every time I put a post up. And if it's okay to tag you, please let me know. For those who don't mind, and I'll tag you so I can share it even more. All right, we're growing the platform. Look forward to a couple interviews. I do have an interview with John Khader coming up. It will most likely be on the Yonkers Voice platform, but I will be doing the interview. So look out for that. There's a lot of exciting things going to be happening with Basement Politics. I love it. By the way, this episode was sponsored by Nerds Ropes. I got real sponsors. Basement Politics, Freddy Vazquez. I'm out.
Like I said, political games that are being played. Are we gonna leave it where it is? Let's vote on this. Let's get it popping. Are we gonna leave it where it is? Let's vote on this. Let's get it popping. Like I said, political games that are being played. I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I went to Yonkers public schools. I don't think you did. We can go on all night with this, honey.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
No!
Freddy wins. Fatality.
I would love for the person who sent me this audio on my phone to just show yourself to me in private, me and you. Show yourself to me. I want to know who you are. Stop being anonymous. And Hezi, show yourself. I show myself. You see me, and I'm in the community. I don't just talk about it. I'm in the community. I'm doing something about it. Freddy Vazquez, Basement Politics. Thank you for watching.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
Are we gonna leave it where it is? Let's get it popping. I was raised in housing. I was raised in housing.
No! Yes! Yes!
I was raised in housing. Are we gonna leave it where it is?
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.